The setup could have been pretty clever with a little more thought, I have to admit. Using some of the newest generation cerebral hardware, an ambitious but dangerously young man, a recent parolee, a low-level street punk, much as I'd been once upon a time, had stolen a small crate from Mahmoud's warehouse. The punk hadn't even known what was in the crate. It turned out, if I can trust Mahmoud, that the crate contained a shipment of recently developed biological agents. These bios had two major uses. They could promote the healing of traumatic wounds while making the attendant pain disappear for a while, without subjecting the patient to the well-documented narcotic disadvantages we'd all come to know and love, or what was contained in the many disposable vials could easily be reconfigured to wipe out entire cities using very small doses, thus becoming the most powerful neurological weapons ever devised. The small crate was labeled to be shipped to Holland, where the Dutch Revolution was still at its full, vicious, inhuman peak. Of course, Mahmoud was frantic to get his crate back. He and a few of my old friends, from the good old days when I had power and could move through the city without fear of being dusted by my many enemies, knew where I was now living. I'd left the Budayeen and adopted a new identity. Mahmoud had come to me and offered me money, which I didn't need. I'd lost just about everything, but I'd carefully protected the cash I'd acquired, or contacts and agents, which I did need, and desperately. I agreed to look into the matter for Mahmoud. It wasn't very difficult. The thief was such a beginner that I almost felt like taking him aside and giving him a few pointers. I restrained that impulse, however. The kid who told me his name was Musa had left a trail through the city that had been easy as hell for a predator like me to follow. I know the kid's name wasn't Musa, just as he knew my name wasn't the one I gave him when I finally caught up to him. Names and histories were not important information to either of us at the time. All that mattered was the small crate.